Time now for Media Watch with Emerald Maxwell. Hi, Emerald. I'm guessing you're starting off with the place where there was the most reaction to the news about Donald Trump, the internet.
The internet, indeed. It was flooded with reaction. A lot of sympathy on one hand, but also many expressing a bit of schadenfreude with some memes and perhaps pushing the line a bit today on Twitter. Many users, Twitter users like this writer, using Trump's own words against him. He says, "Coronavirus, stand back and stand by." Of course, referring to the words that Trump used about extremist groups in the debate, the far right in the debate 2 days ago. Here we have another, this is the Singapore news account that shared a Chinese meme telling Trump to try bleach after he floated the idea of disinfecting patients with it. So they said, why don't you give it a go? This Twitter user says, one of the first symptoms of COVID is losing your sense of taste. I think, Mr. President, that you lost it a long time ago, taking a swipe at Trump's taste in decor in one of his homes. The Guardian says the news wasn't really a surprise. It was a surprise that many saw coming, given his cavalier attitude to the virus. But that hasn't stopped some questioning whether we're asking for proof that Trump really is ill. A lot of speculation that it's some sort of left-wing conspiracy or maybe just an excuse to bail on the next TV debate, as he didn't do terribly well in the first one. But as this British journalist reminded people, the net effect of Boris Johnson catching COVID-19 was that it prompted a surge of patriotic support. So it could actually work in Trump's favor. It hasn't stopped some wild conspiracy theories, though, like this Republican former congressional candidate who floated the idea that it was the left who deliberately infected Trump at the debate. It's gotten more than 20,000 likes and counting. For his part, Joe Biden, of course, shared a stage with Trump and his team just 2 days earlier, and they all refused to wear masks. But he sent his wishes to Trump and Melania for a swift recovery. He also said he hopes this serves as a reminder to wear a mask, keep social distance, and wash your hands. He has since obviously tested negative to that. But also Trump has been unusually quiet since he announced he was going to quarantine. But as this Twitter user suggests, that does seem unlikely to remain the case.
Well, we may hear from him. Moving on now to what you're billing as a bizarre music video from Azerbaijan's state border service.
That's right. It comes at a time of heightened violence between Azerbaijan and its neighbor Armenia. It seems designed to raise sort of nationalistic morale. And it was developed by the Azerbaijan military. It's a music video that shows off not just its military hardware, but also a stirring power rock number entitled Fire. Let's take a listen. So this video is actually not the first of its kind. Azerbaijan has released quite a few videos like this before, but it's began trending on Twitter because it's kind of a Eurovision flavour to it, but with a few more automatic weapons thrown in. Others left wondering who wore it better, this Azerbaijani singer or Katy Perry. It's also drawn attention to a whole genre of, which I didn't know, military propaganda tunes by other countries. This Twitter user reposted a Russian airborne songs troupe from 2006, which I won't make you suffer through. But so far the Armenian border guard hasn't released a sort of comeback music video, so we're still waiting for that one.
I dread to think what the French would come up with. Talking of which, a new series set in France, or at least a version of it, has already kind of been reviewed quite a lot in advance of coming out, particularly by people here in Paris.
Yeah, but it's now since dropped today. People have already been binging it, and it's really divided pretty much opinion down national lines. It's a sort of Sex in the City set in Paris about an American girl who moves to the city. And Americans on social media are raving about it. Well, not all of them, but a lot of them, calling it fluffy, decadent, and addictive. But it seems to be at least one cliché too far for the French. Le Parisien's newspaper review says all it does is rehash a tired American caricature of the capital and the French in general. And the New York Times spoke to real Parisians and says it's going down like sour wine with them, and they all brand it ridicule. There's also a lot of reaction to Emily's outfits. She constantly waltzes around Paris in stilettos and a red beret. And this French Twitter user says, in the real Paris, 15 guys would have insulted her for refusing to share her Snapchat details with them. And the Musée d'Orsay would have turned her away at the door, referring to a recent incident where a woman was turned away for showing too much cleavage. This Twitter user, meanwhile, wondering about this outfit with its wool beret and short skirt, and asking what weather exactly it would work for.
It's going to be a rainy weekend, apparently, so there is time available to binge watch.
Not appropriate for that.
Should you wish to do so. Emerald, thank you very much. You're watching Live from Paris. We're going to take a very quick break, after which I'll be back with the headlines.